Here we go. So, welcome to our advanced cookie do session tonight. Now, just to say, it's not a long session, this one, but I felt it needed to be split from your basic cookie do because otherwise your head spins and it's just too much. So, we did a basic cookie do session. I'm actually going to follow up the email to send out and put all of the previous links of the last couple we've done in this sort of series that we started about a month or two ago now. Just that way they're there for reference. If you have any questions though, please come off mute. Happy to, help and answer any other questions. It's an organic session. So I'll just share my screen. So the first part I'm just going to go through and touch on is the recipe community. Have either of you had a look at the recipe community or know about it? Yeah? Yep. Awesome. So it's not completely new to you. All right, if I can find my share screen, they've updated Zoom since I've like in the last few days. And I'm like, where is my button? Which is quite funny because I'm not the best at tech. So if I can teach you how to do these sort of things, then you'll be fine. If I can do it. There we go. All right, so this is the recipe community. So if you haven't logged in for a little while, it's had a bit of a revamp, which you'll see cookidoo has too. It's all to line up with the TM7, of course. Um, just that way, I'm just going to pin this because hopefully in the recording, it has my share screen. There we go. Yeah, so just to make sure that they're all sort of on the same sort of I guess, benchmark because initially the recipe community looked completely outdated. Cookidoo looked completely different. And then you've got the TM7 was going to look completely different. And just before the 7 was released, they've made it all very, very streamlined, which makes it easier to use. So the recipe community, just to give a little bit of backstory on it, before we had Cookidoo, before 20, I don't know, 18-ish, where we got cookidoo, this is what we did. We bought books for $50 each book when they were released. And if you had a TM5, you bought the little chip with it, which was $30 to $40 extra. That helped you press the next button and have it all step by step roughly in your TM5. Outside of that, so just those few books or, dozen books that we had, you could come to the recipe community and see what other people had uploaded. The recipe community is sort of lightly monitored by head office to make sure there's nothing outrageous on it. But as you can see, it says there nearly 33,000 recipes and anybody can upload them. So if you've got a recipe from, I don't know, your grandmother that you loved, you can upload it. Now, there is a little asterisk to say if Thermomix see it being used lots and lots and lots, there is a slight chance that they will pop it on cookidoo at some stage. Slight chance, but as long as you're aware of that, that's one of the sort of T's and C's in there. Now, which I think would be quite flattering if somebody took my recipe and put it on cookidoo, but not everyone thinks the same. So just as a little bit of a awareness there around that. So in doing that, obviously, when you get your Thermomix, you get your delivery briefing and it tells you, don't use the butterfly above speed 4 and all that sort of stuff. So keeping that in mind when you are doing this. So here, just to go through, that's your profile. You've got your personal settings, how you want to see things, any messages that people might have sent you, which I've never had in the, the 9 years I've had it. Account settings and all of that sort of personal data there. Now you can browse recipes, so you can see it looks very similar to cookidoo now. So you can search via an ingredient list. I've just hit a broad search here. Now you can, on your browse, you can browse categories, you can via a specific recipe. So if there is something that, if you do have a family recipe, I always say, have a look at cookidoo and see if there's a similar recipe. Or if there's not, come here and see if there's a similar recipe if you want to convert it. Now, when you do go to convert things, if we go to my recipe, you can go to your collections so you can save things into folders. I'm not very active at doing that, as you can see. My recipes here. So these are recipes that Well, this one here, I've put credit to whoever's recipe it was that I converted from the internet. Whereas this one, I've tweaked the pizza scrolls a little bit. The non-cardboard granola clusters, that's mine, as you can tell by the very basic name. These are all ones that I've created. So often they'll be sort of a blend of a couple of different recipes, and I'll have customers say, or friends say, how did you do that? So it was just easier for me to pop it here. So my husband was a chef by trade, so there's a couple of things there even that I've added in. I'll just admit somebody who's joining. Yeah, so in terms of actually, so that's quite cool to be able to share that. Hi Libby, welcome. Um, Pizza scrolls was very similar, a couple of different recipes combined. So, and this is something, that I share with my customer base. So always ask your consultant if they've got any recipes to share as well. Um, we're all different. We've all got different tastes, and you can see mine's probably when I've tried to do healthier things but don't quite like this. I got sick of trying granola and felt like I was eating cardboard all the time. Whereas this one was, I enjoyed it. This is quite cool. The Cocoa Pops, the puffed buckwheat, especially for young kids. My youngest at the time must have been about 5 or 6, and he called that chocolate popcorn. Like whatever works. He didn't have a high sugar diet, so I could get away with it. I will say that if you've got someone that's a child that's used to eating, chocolate by the, day or every couple of days, you might not get away with it. But yeah, so that's that part there. So you can actually have this all in your own. Now you can add them to shopping list, just the same as cookidoo. But what I want to show you is creating a new recipe. So now I'm just going to do a dummy recipe just to show you. So if you did have, I'm just going to go by whatever's auto-populated here, so it's not going to make sense. So let's just go cookies, okay? It's very easy. Next. Then here, do you want to upload a picture? Choose file, upload, go, okay, let's go that one, even though it's not a biscuit. Let's pretend it is. This is so later I don't go, what have I done? Because it looks completely wrong. Here I can go, it's 6 portions, and then add an ingredient block. Now, if I go next, oops, I went too far. Oh my gosh, I'm just letting, Libby must be having trouble coming in there. You can come and say what you need to use this. Libby, make it here. Here, back to ingredient block. All right, so add ingredient, and then you just list them down here. So if you go, okay, I want 2 heaped teaspoons. Oh, are you helping Libby or are you Libby? And you might say sugar, raw sugar, description, you can write any sugar, or if there's nothing to write there, don't write anything. Next one. So you're just populating it, and as you can see, it's quite easy step by step to go down there. If you muck something up, you can delete it. You can keep adding more ingredients if there's more, and you're just pressing your save button there. Now, did that save? I'm like, oh, don't be going chunky on me now. It's that time of night with the internet. Oh. And to be honest, I actually haven't done this since they've had the update. And I came on before because I thought I need to make sure I'm all over this. I'm just adding anything in here, and it worked fine. Maybe I need more. But you can see it's quite easy. So look at all the descriptive words that you can find. So look at it all. There's so much. Nothing's making sense here, but that's okay. Like I said, maybe it's saved. Did it save it in there? My save button's not working. Of course, because I'm showing everybody. That's what happens, isn't it? I say it's so easy. And it was. Oh, there we go. It's saved in there. All right. So you can keep adding ingredients, or you can keep deleting them if you don't need any more. Oh my gosh, of course. Hilarious. How funny is that? Anyway, let's just keep going for now. I promise it worked a minute ago. You can pop in here method. Now here are all of your modes. So you can go, okay, I want 20 seconds. I want blend mode and then add step. So you could write add butter and sugar. 20 seconds, blend. So just keep going step by step. So you can see it's quite easy to use, yeah? Pressing your next button, you can pop in your information here. So prep time, let's go 10 minutes. Baking time, 20, oh, not hours, 0, and then 20 minutes, and then pressing your next button. All right, so you're just following all that through until the end, and it's literally step by step. Now, once that's done, it'll come through, and this is cookidoo now, just to flick between. Now, if you go to My Recipes and Created Recipes, this is where it appears. Now, this is also where any recipe that you've scaled will appear. So I'll show you how to do that in a second on cookidoo. But you can see, you know, here's my crunchy non-cardboard granola clusters, my protein bars, all of that was on there. And it comes through and that's what it looks like when it's done. Now I can go to my recipes on my Thermomix screen and it will just be next, just the same. It looks slightly different, but it's still 20 grams, weigh it in, next. So that's a great option if you do still want to be quite creative with what you're cooking, or if you have some favorite recipes that you like to make. All right, so if we go back to, let's have a look at, and not every recipe can be scaled because remember, cooking is science. Yeah, so some of them it just won't work very well with it, and you'll see it says nah, or it might already be at its max or whatever. So let's have a look at. I keep moving the Zoom bar. Sorry, it's in the way all the time. Of course. All right, let's have a look and go explore. Mm, I'm pretty sure the enchiladas, sour cream and chicken enchiladas are a big favorite in my household. So adjust the serving size. Scaling, it's your responsibility. It's telling you to use your brain, essentially, is what this warning is. So, you know, if it doesn't look right, it's not going to fit under the max line of your bowl, you're not doing it, essentially. You won't often see recipes doubled, but you can see them adjusted. So if I go back, that's up there. So see up here, you can calculate what serving size that you would like. And as soon as, so if I click on, I don't know, let's go 9. Everyone's always saying that they need more. Save that. I can go extra large serve. Confirm. Done. And that's in here. So when I go to cook, I come into created recipes and I click on that and it will have all the difference. Okay. Any questions there? No. So some recipes, let's see if we can find one. I know one that probably won't be very much. Let's see one of these soups. So soups are something that they're a little bit worried about. Let's see if this one, does it let you scale it? Yep, so you can go down. So you can see this one doesn't let you go up, but it lets you go down, just safety wise. Now, if you're sort of manually scaling up a recipe just in your head, you know, you might be wanting to double something. We usually say 20% more is safe. Of course, double check that and just like that warning said, think about what you're doing. There are some recipes that, I don't know, might be a smoothie or something. It absolutely doesn't matter if you tripled it. It's still going to work and it's still going to be under the max line on the bowl. But when you're heating liquids in soups, there's a lot more caution around it. But have a squeeze next time you're on cookidoo and just see, you'll see in the top as you're scrolling through. Let's just have a look at something. It just says serving size, just very discreetly. Have you noticed it on cookidoo yet? Yeah. Yep, and just click on it and see how you go. Any questions so far? Well, that's pretty much full it, actually. No? Any other questions on cookidoo? I told you it was going to be a quick one. It's just when it's all together, it just makes your brain hurt too much. Yeah, Paul hasn't got his Thermomix yet, so Paul's been soaking up all of these sessions. You're going to be like a pro before you get there. Won't be long. Hi, Libby. You look different now, Libby. I'm just going to stop the recording. So goodbye to everyone on the recording. Thank you for watching.